My name's Lynn Wilder. I was Mormon most of my adult life, and several years ago, one of my sons challenged me to read the Bible. I'm going to tell you this story just briefly, and then talk about some of the things that we, those of us who leave Mormonism and learn a whole new faith, what we struggle with. Certainly one of the things that I struggled a lot with was, if what I had believed all those years wasn't true, then how do I figure out what is? Just as way of introduction, I was a tenured professor at Brigham Young University. My doctorate's in emotional and behavioral disorders. My husband and I were active LDS. I was a stake primary president at one time. I was a Relief Society president a couple of times. My husband was a high priest, and he was a high counselor for a long time, and he's been in a couple of bishoprics, and then our three sons all served Mormon missions, so we were quite active. I used to teach early morning seminary. Always start by saying, I don't tell this story to be offensive. I tell this story because I love the Mormon people. I love the Mormon culture. They were my people and they were my culture for a very long time. Although once I decided I wanted to disaffiliate with them, I did run for a time, but God has brought me back with a heart for these people to help them figure out a better way than Mormonism. The Bible says, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples, that you have love for one another." When I was Mormon, I thought love was all about being nice to people. Now that I'm a biblical Christian, certainly love can include that. But as a Christian, it's an even higher thing to tell people the truth. For 30 years in Mormonism, I had Christians around me. Certainly when I lived in Indiana, I did. A lot of people that said they would have been Christian, even people in my own family. And yet I don't recall one time that a Christian ever stepped into a conversation with me about whether Mormonism matched the Bible and whether there was a better way. And so I really encourage Christians to think that through and think through what are the consequences of someone believing a false gospel. So love to a Christian does not necessarily mean being nice and not offending, but certainly offering truth in love and kindness.